The starting 11 now for Toronto FC and head coach Gianni Cimini going with a 3-4-3 formation. 3 changes in this 11 as well, 2 of which up front because of the red card for Peter Soudan against Huntsville City. He's out of this contest. Dylan Borso, 27. He drops down to the right back spot. Claudio Cassano will move up, 51 there. On the front side of the attack at the left wing, Cassano, one of the best chance creators in MLS Next Pro this season. 6th most chances created in MLS Next Pro, averaging 2 shots on target per 90 minutes for Chicago Fire. Toronto FC2 seeking points in consecutive home fixtures for the first time since July 28th through August 18th of last season, coming off the 1-1 draw here at York Lions Stadium against Carolina Core FC in their most recent match. Gianni Cimini said, "We're so glad to be home." They started 4 consecutive away from home before returning to take on Carolina Core FC. And he said the biggest reason that they're thrilled to be home is, one, it takes a toll on you. When you're away from home for that long to start a campaign, yes, it does take a toll, but it allows this team to get some rhythm now that they're playing consecutive home fixtures. Rhythm has been a big theme for what Toronto FC wants to find at the start of this season, as Gianni Cimini said, we're a resilient group, but we're still learning each other. The whistle sounds from Melvin Christopher, our center referee, and we are underway in Toronto, Canada, York Lions Stadium. At the edge of the area, this shot toward goal. An easy save made by Los. Worked ahead, it's Dean Bolts now. Ball's back to Hulyut, poked ahead. Bolts trying to race it down. Bolts still on it, centers one. Short clearance away by Toronto 2. Back on, there's a collision behind the play. Now headed back on by Fire 2. Some congestion in that midfield. Toronto FC2 on it now. Ayari parried away by Los. The second shot on target of the evening for Toronto FC2. Hassan Ayari, one of the Young Reds' best chance creators this season. 4 big chances created, creates another, erased by Patrick Los. Italo back over the top. Henry runs it down, lifted in. Laid back off, Ayari curls it back post, misses wide. Down the pitch, Hassan Ayari, opportunities to break the scoreless deadlock. Right there, 81 in red in the center of your screen, bends that. Another whistle from Melvin Christopher, a Chicago Fire 2-player down. Now some pushing and shoving as Italo, not thrilled with the whistle, was having a word with Melvin Christopher. You see the captain, Michael Sullivan, there, now stepping in and having a word. That only the captain rule, part of MLS Next Pro this season, where in the key moments, and MLS, in key moments, only the captains are permitted to speak to the officials. Play restarts. Card stays in the pocket of Melvin Christopher. Konix feeds it ahead. It's Dylan Borso. Chicago Fire 2, one of their goals as a team, so says Mike Matkovich, is to create overloads numbers advantage, use those passing triangles to open things up from the opposition. Throughout this first half, we've seen them try to funnel it ahead to Dylan Borso, tight on this near touchline, and create those triangles, those overloads. Toronto FC 2 starting to read it now. This rolled in behind, flicked in toward the middle, and slotted home. Daquan Barrow breaks the scoreless deadlock. 1-0, Toronto FC 2. Just a brilliant build-up here, rolled in behind to Malik Henry, who's switching ball out wide. It falls to Casino. From distance, De Rosario makes the save. Going one-on-one there with Malik Henry, cutting to his right. Toronto FC 2 has it now. The man there in the center of your screen in green. Been a permanent fixture with this Toronto organization. Worked ahead, top side of the attack. This lifted in toward goal, headed on and wide by Simmermansik. Toronto FC able to whip another cross into the box, and again, Melvin Christopher sounds the whistle. Halftime has been reached in Toronto, Canada, where Toronto FC have been able to get in behind, not just the goal that was scored, but a couple of opportunities at scoring for Toronto FC, where they just fall a bit asleep at the back, trying to remedy that as the second half underway after the whistle. Trying to sidestep a challenge from Chukwu. He's whistled for the foul, and it's a free kick given to Chicago Fire. Chase Nagel in the middle. Overwhelmed that time with Chicago Fire by a host of red shirts. It steered all the way back to De Rosario now. Long ball played up ahead. Henry takes the touch on the move. Henry now centers this one. Simmermansik goes over the bar and out. Another promising build-up for Toronto FC 2, really finding their offensive footing. Simmermansik, good touch through traffic, hits it off the half volley, but hits it high. Toronto FC placing so much emphasis in midweek training this week on learning to strike that balance between using tempo versus using possession. Gianni Cimini did say that this team are quick learners, and we are seeing them learn on the fly through this contest. Now here's Chicago Fire 2. Out wide, it's Casino. Parried aside by De Rosario. Trying to generate just something offensively for Chicago Fire. De Rosario has to push it out of play, and Chicago Fire 2 will have their second corner. Swung in, bouncing through. John Diouf can't believe it, skipped right past him. Keep an eye on that far flank. Borso cuts it back. Henry heads it away. Kaye tries to step inside, off the volley, hit right into the gloves by Chase Nagel. Disa De Rosario, the 20-year-old, 10 saves, a 1.25 goals against average. Very good in his appearances this year for Toronto FC 2. Another stop made, second of this second half. Now a whistle. Back ahead, they were looking for Jamari Nolan 15-year-old from Jamaica now lifted ahead. Cassano takes the touch. Cassano goes off the post and out. Claudio Cassano, what a brilliant ball ahead. It catches the outstretched hand. Claudio Cassano, one of the best chance creators in MLS Next Pro this season, 6th most. Very nearly putting Fire 2 on the board. He's got it now. He'll switch it out wide. Borso, he will come off, and a change made by Gianni Cimini. Nathaniel Edwards, the 22-year-old former Bolton Wanderers Academy man, will come on for the first time. Toronto FC utilizing an injury substitute as Malik Henry will go off. Play will resume off the drop ball from Melvin Christopher, and we're back underway following the injury stoppage. Konix back ahead with it again. This portion of the match is brought to you by Ritz, proud sponsor and fan of Toronto FC 2, who are on it now. Trying to take on one too many defenders to Hassan Ayari. Shook a look. Cassano rolled out wide. Shot from distance, parried away, falls right to Cassano, goes off the woodwork and out. Kick very nearly though, Toronto conceding the equalizer. The initial save made by De Rosario misses a wide open net. It has been that kind of evening for Chicago Fire too. Midfield takeaway by Michael Sullivan, over the top, back to Edwards. Edwards on his left. Edwards knifing in, Edwards going down, and Melvin Christopher points to the spot. Chicago Fire 2. Italo stopped by Los. The rebound coughed up, slotted in. At the double, Toronto FC 2 likely sealing it late. Lucas Olguin will come on as Bossenberry able to get off the pitch under his own power, but you see him there at the bottom of your screen, unable to put much weight on that right leg. '19-year-old Costa Iliadis, the other change made by Toronto FC 2. Stojanovic, throw in. Consecutive throws now for Stojanovic and Toronto FC. Gianni Cimini had said this week that despite the recent results, despite the overall win-loss record, that his team was robust, and he knew that they had it in them to gut out tough results. As this worked on ahead, Toronto wanting more, trying to roll it through the middle, and that pass just behind. Lucas Olguin slicing in, but Cimini had said he knew his team had the capability on the offensive side of things to unlock contests. It just hadn't been there. Cassano up ahead, top of the area, shot, goes off the side netting and out from Williams, quickly headed away by Michael Sullivan. This result for Toronto FC 2 as it's headed back toward De Rosario. Now De Rosario will scoop it up and toss it out. This result for Toronto FC 2 moving them into a tie points-wise for third in the Eastern Conference table. Melvin Christopher sounds the whistle. It's all final at York Lions Stadium.